Hey guys, Sunhusk here. I had to remake this because I problem with the recording, but yeah, here we are. Summer update, test realm for Wizard101. It's been a long time since I've done an actual Wizard101 content video that is actually, big. I will have to say this, that there was a problem with my video editing software when I was trying to edit the full game playthrough on the Ice Wizard, so unfortunately I don't think I'll be able to get that out right now. I do apologize for that, but for now we'll go ahead and take a look at the test realm patch notes. So first off, let's go here. The Ghastly Conspiracy Raid. Me not being a raid person that has not done raids, I've done advanced combat content, advanced combat in not Wallaroo, the Selenopolis, but I haven't done actual raids, so I don't know. So yeah, first 8-player raid, that's really cool. From 170 instead of 12, it's 8-player raid. So yeah, first 8-player raid, so less people, but yeah, still looks like you're still going to have to heavy coronation and such anyways, so either way, Gwen, Dara. Okay, now the big one that a lot of people have been waiting for, and the big one that everybody really will probably be playing test realm for, the Aquila Chronicle update. As we know, first, we got the new boss, Sisyphus. If you know what the Sisyphus is, it's that picture of the guy holding that giant rock. Boulder, whatever you want to call it. That's what this is. So, yeah, we have a brand new quest given by Athena in the Garden of Hesperides. We fight him in standard mode, and then we can also play him in challenge mode for greater rewards. Very interesting. And, of course, the new spells, the Aquila Immortals themselves. We are finally able to wield them and cast them in battle. Something that, for, quoting off of Sauce, we haven't seen since, because they are all Jewel restricted. They were Jewel restricted spells. But now we get full-fledged spells with their own spell elements and spell trees. Absolutely amazing. This is probably the best part of the summer update. I think for most people, this is what they were waiting for when they saw all the teasers. Not only that, we also have, challenge mode versions of the same 3 dungeons that we came to love. Mount Olympus and Tartarus maybe more than Atlantia, because Atlantia always felt a little bit It was sort of that middle, it's the middle child that, it was fun in some cases, but it did not stand out like Mount Olympus and Tartarus did. So, we have new cheats, new rewards for these, and funnily enough, as you can see, they're not your average challenge modes that we've seen in like Wallaroo and Selenopolis. These are going to be advanced contents for level 30, 70, and 90. This will change the gear scene for lower level content, probably for most part, because that is the one question that is going to be sort of asked when we finally get, when finally tested out in Live Realm. How is the new challenge mode, because as you can see, we have Oracle gear set. And we have brand new template gear. This is very, very interesting. Because, not only are the challenge mode's going to be scaled to level 30, 70, 90, depending on the dungeon, this also means the side bosses like Cronus, the Gladiator, the Squid, those are all part of the challenge mode as well, which is absolutely amazing. This is, and maybe I'm overselling it, but this is probably, because, well, I want to stick on this for just a little bit, I think since it is the most important part of this entire test ROM update and update altogether, and not only this, we have brand new gear template and new pets, and we can get this from Kalos Coppersmith. So what is this template going to do? And the question is, especially when you think about it, the challenge mode level 90 Tartarus dungeon, will that gear set overpower Darkmoor gear? Will that be the new Darkmoor set that you want to get? Is the level, because that's where, because, once again, level 30. The level 30 set will probably carry you through, most of the grind anyways, until you get to Waterworks, Zigzag, that sort of gear at level 60. Then you have another jumping stepping stone at level 70 where you can probably get a better upgrade from Waterworks gear. And of course, lastly, you also get a chance at Tartarus to get a very nice gear set. And that's the one question. Will the Tartarus gear set be better than Darkmoor, or sort of on the par of Darkmoor gear? Probably. The one thing that I think will not be on the level 90 gear will be, of course, Shadow Pip rating. I don't think Shadow Pip rating will be on that set of gear, since you don't get Shadow Pips at level 90. You usually get it around level 96, 94, 96 range, so you're not going to get it right as soon as you go into Tartarus. That's just how it is. So I really think that the Oracle gear, the level 90 gear set, will probably be very good and close to Darkmoor tier gear, but it's not going to give the Shadow Pip rating that Darkmoor gear gives, which means you still have to farm Darkmoor. That's just my theory. We'll see when it gets closer. Then, alright, so we've been on this for a little bit. Let's sort of go through all these other things a little bit quicker. Okay, new events, Fantastic Fight. Very interesting. Different world, feature world, team up kiosk, okay. Every point that we contribute goes to the community's progress. This is not just a person-to-person basis event. This is the entire community of Wizard101. And of course, it's not just, so there you go. And it looks like when you join teams, depending on what it is, so let's say you are level 45 and you're in Dragonspire, and the feature world is Avalon. You'll be scaled to Avalon tier stats and spell deck, which is very interesting. You won't get EXP from it, you won't get loot or badge progress, but you will get credit to the event, which, very good. Okay, there's 4 progressive waves, 1 every week, so, you want to be, so at least get one done, so, okay, and it looks like there's going to be a whole bunch of reagent type things where then you'll be able to purchase this fez, the t-shirt, the cat, the pet, the mount, and even an apartment. Like we've seen the Old Town apartment, which is available when you get a certain team player badge. You also now have a Crocotopia apartment that you can probably get by completing all of these the weekly event. This one, now this event, I'm going to just quickly do a little, my honest opinion. This event here, the Larkin Apart, the one-day event, might be a little bit more interesting. It's not an event that's going to be like a Beast Moon or, Ranger Stitch, where you have to get on every single day for an entire 6-day period to get the most amount of progress points available. This is going to be a event that comes on one day, and you can easily complete it, and you can easily get a little bit of spell Scrolls of Fortune. The Scrolls of Fortune are, this is just a little bit of extra points. And let's go ahead and take a look. So, 1. So, low. Okay, so 1, 3, 5, 7. Yeah, so there's 5 points here. Then 10. So, 10, 10. So, there's about, 25 points here. That is an extra 25 points to the Scroll of Fortune that you wouldn't, that you get for a single day. And then it goes out. And then, and this will probably appear multiple times within a cycle of events. So you're going to see it every once in a while on a certain day. So, it's pretty much getting you to, you're getting free points, basically. This is free points for your Scrolls of Fortune, which is obviously very helpful. Okay, so raid island quest. If you are, island, if you are interested in raids, go ahead, pause the video here, look at it, and then I'll scroll down to the Voracious Void one. Same thing. Okay, if you haven't read it, you can pause, go back. Okay, spell changes, Judgment, Poison, Frostbite. PvP changes. Obviously, advanced combat changes. Judgment, Poison, Frostbite. All removed from advanced combat, given their own spellment trees that will be given through Beastmoon Seeds. Alright. But, as you know, Poison, Judgment, Frostbite, all of them are spells that do not go with the school identity of the Rochambeau. So, they obviously made them no PvP. But now they're giving Judgment, Poison, Frostbite alternatives. Very cool. Okay. And it looks like now it looks like the Loon Knight, looks like looks like some damage changes due to the changes as well. There's the Judgment spellment tree. You can take a look at it. Once again, one of those echo mechanics. All right, Beast Moon updates. I will stop. I will go from each one. Pause when you need to. Here's the Beast Moon schedule. Okay, recycling bin. Interesting little site. A little bit of quality of life change. You can reclaim items. So if you accidentally get rid of a gear piece that you want to keep, you can get it out of the recycling bin. Last thing that we're going to quickly touch on, player-hosted tournaments. Pretty cool that now you can actually have people, have their own, they can host their own tournaments, which is really cool. So it gives people a chance to actually attend more tournaments, and if they are, wanting to do tournaments, obviously. And of course, they do have rewards and such. Yeah, so there's that. Okay. And then you can do your thing. Yep. Now, the one thing that it looks like here, it does cost crowns to host tournaments. Makes sense for somewhat. I think at a later time, what you could do is sort of like how tournaments were back when they first were introduced, where if you had membership, you could join tournaments for gold. Whereas people that wanted to join tournaments without membership, they had to pay crowns. And I think that would be what they could do with this. People that don't have membership, they pay crowns to host tournaments. Whereas members would take a large sum of gold to actually host a tournament. Okay. Yeah. Functions like any other tournament, weekly, but anybody can sign up. And then if your tournament does not start, you will get a free host for your tournament. Okay, journey optimization, Unicorn Way side quests are now offered at the end. Okay. The pesky pirate, the two skeleton pirate quests go hand in hand. That's why that one wasn't changed. Pixie Fairy spell. You get that from during when you're collecting fairy dust and releasing the fairies from the bone cages. You now get your mount before you even go to Lady Oriole, and Bob notation, okay. And then we have this section for extra patches and bug fixes. So yeah, all in all, very nice little, So my final notes, a very solid but small test realm. The big one is obviously the Aqua event, the whole Aqua Chronicle. Definitely looking forward to having fun with this one. With that being said, all in all, this looks like this will be a very good summer test realm. Of course, remember that upon the release of the summer update to live, Aqua Chronicle content will not be available at that time, which will probably be for, maybe they're gonna do a couple little tweaks before they officially, release it fully. But either way, looks good. I can't wait to see what it all looks like. We're gonna go into test realm. We're gonna deep dive into all of it. And yeah, that's all I got. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Be on the lookout for my live streams and more Wizard101 content. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys in the spiral and hopefully on Test Realm when I stream.